Yep. Hey, how are you today? Greg J. Coffee Conversations. Yeah. Hey, good morning. How are you today? COVID 19, Christmas Eve 2020. Who would have thought? We're live. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. All that stuff. Thank you so much. We weren't going to go live today. We really just wanted to have a kind of a day off as we went through the holidays, but I'm just kind of inspired today, inspired to talk to you all about the light of the world. Christmas time, right? Christmas time. And, with all of the stresses and strains that are on our heads right now, I think it's important. I mean, it's important every year, but it's exceedingly important right now that we begin to really contemplate what the holiday is all about. It's about Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season, right? The light of the world. So we just want to kind of contemplate what that means, the light of the world, the light of the world. What does that mean, the light of the world? I think in these days and time, we are, reminded wholeheartedly about the level of hatred that is in the world. Hatred just because you are not the same, color as folks would want you to be, I suppose. Murder happening by the police just today out in Columbus, Ohio. You had a brother who was inside a garage and neighbors called the police. Police came, bang, 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 brother's dead. Hatred, social injustice, systemic racism, hatred. Now we're all cooped up in our houses, can't travel. At least they're recommending that we don't travel. And folks is on them planes is what I saw on the news this morning. Isn't that something? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yet, Martin Luther King, he says, only light can drive out darkness. Only love can drive out hate. And as we contemplate that social justice warrior's words, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the light. It's Christmas time. I'm speaking to you from a Christian perspective. I'm a believer. And, the word says Jesus is the light of the world. The light of the world is our contemplation today. I won't be before you very long. Just want to talk to you and contemplate with you on this Christmas Eve in spite of COVID-19. Let me just change my glasses a little bit. In spite of COVID-19, in spite of all of the troubles that we see before us, we're reminded the light of the world. Light. So when we are contemplating the light, it is the essential ingredient of sight, right? I love light. I love it. I mean, I got to have light. I got to have all the windows open, the curtains open and everything because I just need light. But more than that, let me just share a few thoughts with you. For me, I love waking up in the pre-dawn hours, early in the morning. The essence of being completely awake and alert in time to see the first light of God's new day is exhilarating and empowering for me. Each day I seek to detect the very moment when the sun pierces the veil of the night's darkness, the exact instance when the sun's rays explode over the horizon. Now, I'm not talking about that totally visible and dramatic moment of sunrise that we see in photographs and film and video. Nah, I'm talking about that short moment in time just before dawn's explosion of light. There's a nanosecond, right? When the molecules of light from the coming sun first collide with and overtake the molecules of darkness. It's a moment that seemingly cannot be detected by video or photography. It's a moment that must be perceived and observed with your third eye. It is the moment just before your physical eye can behold the morning glory that is the rising sun as it illuminates the heavens and the stars, which shone so brightly moments before, but now are making a hasty exit, one by one. And God said, "Let there be light." Genesis 1:3. So in the morning, I'm up meditating, I'm exercising. 4:30 in the morning, I'm usually outside. I'm embarking on my morning run. 5 to 7 miles run on most days. You know, this old bones can still get it. It's still so quiet. It's so still. It's so peaceful at that time of the morning. The last vestiges of night's denizens have gone in, and the world seems to be completely quiet. It's fully night. It's the darkest hour. So I rise, I pray, I run, I listen. I listen to the quiet. I'm listening for God. He's there. I know it, and I want to hear him. And I want him to hear me. At this hour of the morning, there's nothing to do but be quiet, put one foot in front of the other, running, and listen to the quiet. Listen. Then in the twinkling of an eye, the light comes. In that instant, I can actually hear the light colliding with the dark. I can perceive the light. It's on, but yet it's still dark. Have you ever been in a room or a place where somebody's taking photos with the flash, but you're not in the room or in direct view of the flash? You're just like kind of peripherally conscious of the sudden burst of light. That's what the instant of morning looks like to me. I see the light, it's like the flash, but it does not diminish. It does not go away. It remains on. There is a discernible light all around me. But then I noticed that not only is the light coming from the rising sun, there is a light emanating from my soul. Then Jesus again spoke to them, saying, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life." It's John 8:12. When the sun's light hits my consciousness, my inner light is energized. It's like a solar battery is energized when exposed to sunlight. My inner light is energized. I'm alive. I'm recharged. I'm powered up. I'm ready for the new day. God has given me another day to share my light with the world, for inside this life, God lives. This light is the force of God's essence. The light is life's energy. For all things on the earth need sunshine. We need the light to see. We need it to share. Light is the essential element for sight. And so we need to see inside and out. This morning light I've described as pure, for it's at this moment the energy is untainted from evil thoughts, bad vibes, malicious intentions of those who dwell in the shadows. And so in the morning I run, I breathe, I open my heart and mind, my spiritual and physical consciousness to receive the pure essence of first light. This light empowers me and charges my life to do, think, act, love. The light is the nucleus of my soul. Now, I know most folk hearing this are not up and moving about at this early hour. It's crazy, right? Y'all turning over in your beds and trying to capture that last hour or two of sleep. But think about it for a moment. There's that instant in the morning when you awaken, right? You've been asleep all night. You're in that, what do they call it? The REM stage. Basically you're dead, right? Your body is just functioning automatically in that deep, deep, deep sleep. You've been asleep all night. Then there's that moment when you wake up. You just open your eyes. It's still dark, but nonetheless, your eyes open. Bing. You may glance at the clock. You may turn over and get even more cozy under your covers and go back to sleep. But nonetheless, your eyes opened. And you did not rise to see the first instance of illumination. You went back to sleep. But the exact moment of God's new day, erasing the unconsciousness of night, has not escaped you, because after all, you heard that moment of first light in your consciousness. Yes, you heard it. Because in an instant, in the early morning, you were awakened by the voice of God from a deep sleep, assigning you this day. Yeah, deep sleep. Sleep so deep that the next stage would be death. But in that instant, the solar batteries in your soul were charged and powered on, right? In that instant, God turned on the light and whispered your name in your ear, telling you that another day is here, another day to act, think, do, love God's will. Get up, my people, and do something. Up, my mighty race. Accomplish what you will. Yep, God called your name. You woke. You opened your eyes. But did you hop to? Did you get up to answer God's call? Or did you again close your eyes, roll over, and go back to sleep? Some folk will never see the light, right? It's all around them, but they still cannot see. Some folk never step out into the light. They want to be depressed and sit in the dark, curtains drawn, keeping God's light out of their consciousness. They've given up. The solar battery in their soul has not been charged and needs a jump start. And so, since they cannot get started with the light, they introduce themselves to alternative substances and to the powertrain, thinking that this will take the place of the light. Drug abuse. Yeah, illegal and prescription drugs, yes. Alcohol abuse, sex addictions, perversions, other vices which seemingly replace and anesthetize the light that's in their soul. But in reality, these things only dim the light, and in worse cases, completely extinguishes the light. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. 2 Corinthians 4:6. Some people receive the light, but they'll keep the light shuttered within their soul. They don't allow the light to reflect as a beacon of humankind. Just selfish. That light is meant to be shared. The light is meant to be seen so that your light may be a help to all mankind. It is meant to help, guide, and empower each of us through us. Love one another. Just think, those folks who do not see the light are fumbling around in the dark, and maybe, just maybe, they need a little light to shine so they can find their own way. Your light is an essential element to other people's sight. It may be in the kind words you say, that smile on your face, that encouraging word. The most inconsequential action of loving kindness emanating from the light that you carry inside your soul could save somebody's life. It could represent that initial pure light that pierces the veil of their darkness. Your light powers on that solar battery in their soul. And then the sun rises inside of them, the dawn of a new day. They can see no longer in darkness, but inside the light because you shared your light. So, beloved, just let your light shine. Take this holiday season to reflect on the light that's inside of you. Share it. Don't hide it. When we speak of the birth of Jesus Christ, he is the light of the world, and that light lives within you. Only light can drive out darkness. Only love can drive out hate. And in such a time as this, we need your light even the more. I need your light. You need my light. Everybody, we need one another's light. And if I share my light with you, I don't lose anything. If you share your light with me, we don't lose anything. In fact, we gain. It becomes even the more brighter when we share our light with one another. It's a dark time in America. It's a dark time in the world. And I'm just being convinced every day that if we share our light, if we let our light shine, everything is going to be okay. If we let our light shine together in unity and peace, everything will be okay. So now as we take a break and celebrate Christmas, take this time to just meditate. I come from a Christian perspective. We celebrate the birth of Christ, And Christ Jesus is the light of the world. He lives within my heart. And so let your light so shine before men and women that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. It's Matthew 5:16. Morning glory, y'all. Let your light shine. Love one another. Love one another. Love one another. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Peace and blessings.